everybody. Here we are, having a great day. Are we having a great day? We're having a great motherfucking day. Welcome to the podcast, Kletus Roadside service, coming at you from the I-35 North out in the Flint Hills. We are loaded. We went down to Wichita. We're on our way back. We got another run after this one. Oof. Just ate me some granola bars. We're having a good day. Okay? What time is it? It's like 10 something. Anyways. Did I get the Jeep tags? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So yesterday I was really worried because I was running a little bit behind. I drove the Jeep in, but I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, I'll just get the tags after work. And then the more I kept thinking about it and running the math through my little tiny head, trying to figure out if I was going to have time or not, I kept finding that I was not going to have time after work. And I was really getting upset that I wasn't going to be able to get them fucking tags after work. I was like, another fucking day. Another fucking day. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after tomorrow. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. Maybe another weekend. No tags. Just driving around. Tagless. You know, riding on the dirt bike. But I came up with a little bit of a plan. I talked to some of the other truckers I was with. I was like, hey, what do you think that they'll bother me if I run, whenever I bring in my first load back, and it's got to get offloaded, and it takes a while for them to offload. I was like, do you think they'd have a problem with me if I took off and went to the DMV? I'd be gone. It takes up to an hour to offload, and I'll be back within an hour. They're like, I don't see why there'd be a problem. You just ask them. Damn, this trooper is pulled right out in front of me. I don't know if he's going slow to get behind me or what he's doing. The trooper did just pull right out in front of me. There he goes. There he goes. He's got somebody else in mind, I think. Anyway, this threw my whole confidence, not my confidence, my whole thing I was thinking about off. Alright, so I called my boss. He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm like, alright, I could deduct an hour from my day or whatever, however long it takes. He said, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, alright, cool. So I hurry up, I get to the shop, I park it in there, I hop in the Jeep, and I hit the fucking road, dog. And I had already set up an appointment or whatever, or hopped in line or whatever. You can log in online at this specific DMV, and got up there, and I had to wait 30 minutes once I got there. So, and then I think I was gone for almost exactly an hour. Is what I had left for. And they called me up, and they look at it. I'm like, here's the title. Here's the passing inspection. Here's the insurance. And looky here. Here's that signature that I needed to get because the guy signed in the wrong spot on the back of the title. They're like, where did you get turned away from? Or they said, did we turn you away yesterday? I said, no, not you. I was down at a different DMV, and they turned me away. They're like, huh? And then they crumpled up the paper and threw it in the trash. I was like, what's that for? They're like, we don't need that. I'm like, you don't need that. Yesterday, I was at the DMV at 5:30 and drove a freaking hour and a half. Well, I don't know what it was. It ended up being a 3-hour ordeal to drive up after work, after a 13-and-a-half-hour day. Drove up, did that, and then came back home, and I was good. I thought I was good to go. She's like, "You don't need that. This is a clear mistake." She's like, "Those people at the other DMV are idiots because we wouldn't have done that to you." I'm like, "Really? Interesting." And they're like, "Well, we'll give you tags." They only gave me a 1-year tag. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they do. I don't know what that deal is. They can give you 1-year tag or 2-year tag. They said we can only give you a 1-year tag because of the model year or something of the G. I don't know. So I guess if your vehicle is an odd year, which mine is, it's 89, and you're on an even year, you can only get 1 year. But on the odd year, and your vehicle's odd year, you can get 2 years. I don't fucking know. It makes no sense. Just give me 2 years, dummy. Just give me 2 fucking years. I'll pay you. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all that, but ended up getting the tags, and well, I'm not going to give out my tag number, but it's a very generic tag number. Most of my tag numbers that I get, there's some sort of phrase or something you can think of to remember it. Just something you see in the tag. Not mine. There's absolutely nothing. It's just random numbers and letters, which is fine. I don't give a shit that I got tags. But it does kind of make me think, if these are 1-year tags, maybe I should start to try to reserve like a custom plate for next year and then get 2-year tags. But I mean the 2-year tags, they don't change the tag. It's just a fucking sticker they change. But I got them, dude. I was so fucking happy. I tried to just not say as much as possible and just like, here's the stuff. You do you. I'll do me. Here's the money. Give me my shit. I'm out of here. And I was also trying to hurry up because my boss was being so gracious, letting me do this, and I had already sat there for half an hour. I was like, this is taking entirely too long. Because I told him, he's like, yeah, as long as you can get your loads done. And I'm like, I am running really low on time. But I think I can do it. And I told him, I was like, if for some reason it takes too long, I'll just walk out of there and come back, because obviously the load for you is more important than the tags for me. I can go to the DMV on my own time any day if I get off in time. But anyways, I got the tags. It doesn't fucking matter. I got the tags, and then I had a little magnetic thing full of screws from the Jeep, from removing trim panels and shit. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll have screws to mount the license plate. No, all the screws were way too small for the big ass holes. But I was still able to get it. I just wedged it in the window molding or whatever, and it fell down as soon as I hit a bump. But the front plate got on there. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I am so excited. I have fucking plates. I feel like I'm not having to look over my shoulder and worry about seeing a cop, and and then even though I have all the paperwork and everything would have been good, probably, still the hassle of having to answer questions on the side of the road to a police officer that wants to write me a ticket. I don't want to be in that position. I just want my fucking tags, and I got them. We're good. Nobody can take them away from me unless they just walk up there with a little flathead. They can unscrew them and take off with them, and then I'm fucked. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're good. I think we're good, at least for a year. And I guess the inspection's good for 2 years or some shit like that. So I'll need to get another inspection. But I'll just keep the Jeep is going to just stay up to code everything's going to be fine, and won't have any more problems getting an inspection, whatnot, you know. But if I take it, I wonder if I do take it back to the same shop, if they'll be like, man, this guy, all we got to do is fail his inspection. He'll give us as much money as he wants, or as much as we want, to make it pass. We can just say all kinds of shit's wrong with it and collect some money off this guy. I don't know. And they only charged me $80, so $94 for the inspection, and then $80 for the 14 and 80. Anyways, I don't give a fuck. That hassle that hurdle has been hurdled. I don't know what a pretense of hurdle means. Word is. Anyways, we're done. We got it. We got it, motherfucker. We got it. Hell yeah! I'm just so excited. I'm like, a weight has been lifted off of my chest. I also. I don't really want to talk about it, but the 92's gone. It's gone. I don't want to get into the specifics about it. I just want to say the 92, the Chevy Silverado, the 4-wheel drive 5-speed extended cab Silverado that had a red door and a bunch of other shitty patch panels on it. That is out of my life. Kind of. I bought that truck 7 years ago ish. And then I put a clutch in it, and then I did some other stuff to it, but none of that really mattered. But and then I drove it for a while, and I sold it to my brother. My brother, it was fucked up. The master cylinder for the clutch was messed up, so he couldn't drive it. He didn't want to work on it. He didn't want anything to do with it. He wanted to sell it. I bought it back from him. But when I sold it to him the first time, we filled out the title and the little slip, and I never sent my slip in, and he also never sent the title in. So the title has been filled out to my brother, but he never, the ownership never formally transferred. But now I need to formally transfer the ownership to my boss. So I have to file for lost title, I think, or I don't know what I got to do. It's a lot of explaining. I think the best thing to do is just file for lost title. I think since I'm the current owner of it, it should be fine. It'll just take a while, probably. But yeah, get that once I get that taken care of. I think that's just a form that I just got to fill out and send in, and then we're good. Just wait forever for the title to show up, and then give it to him, sign it all up, send my slip in, and then I never have to think about the 92 again as mine. And now it's somebody else's. It's totally somebody else's responsibility, and it was kind of sad. Whenever the more I thought about it, the more it was kind of sad. But I don't want to get it. I was never really attached to it. It was just my truck, But now it's not, and it wasn't. I had sold it in the past, so obviously I'm not super attached to it. But so that hurdle has also been halfway hurdled or whatever. The stress is leaving my body. Now I have two more stressors, which is the square body, the 79 square body sitting in my driveway, and that old busted ass Jeep sitting out back. I talked to Luke, and I think I don't know. I'm still not at a full exact resolution because I was on board with selling the square body. Now I think I've kind of switched my tone a little bit on it. I think I'm going to create a safe space for it in my backyard that is not visible. So it's not going to piss off any neighbors. It's going to be back there waiting for me. It sat for so long already, and it sat so long before that it can sit a little bit longer and it'll be perfectly fine. So I think I'm going to put that out to pasture for right now. Let it sit. Whenever I decide I get another wild hair up my ass and I'm ready to fix up the old square body, it'll be waiting for me. I think that's what I want to do. So I don't know what that would entail. I need to get it. I want to prep it for storage, basically. Because I thought my cousin has some land within the area, and he's always had junk vehicles sitting out on his land. I've had a couple of vehicles sit out there a couple of times, but I think I want to keep it at home. I don't want it to go anywhere else. I think I want to keep it at home. So, but I do have that option. And then also Hunter, my old buddy Hunter, he's got he doesn't have a bunch of land, but he's got a spot. He said I could put it in his little lean-to or whatever. But I don't want to clog up his. I'm like, I just want a place to park this and to forget about it, basically. Like, I don't want, if it becomes in your way, I'm going to have to come move it. And then where am I going to move it? Back into my driveway? I'm like, I might as well just create a space in my backyard. Now, maybe it would be convenient to move it temporarily until I get the safe space made for it. But I don't know. Now I'm gonna continue to keep the bench seat probably in the garage because I don't want any wildlife. Because there's a giant hole in the floor. The whole floor has a giant hole in it, so anything can crawl up in there and create a nest or whatever. Luckily, I can take all of the wiring because I have all the wiring. I can take all of the wiring and put it in a safe, like a tub, and label it 79 Chevy. Put everything in that tub so that'll stay safe and secure and unweathered and whatnot. And if wildlife wants to get in there, let them get in there. I have so much metal work I have to do to it that the more it rots, the more metal work I'm going to have to do. But I think I cut out a lot of the rust, and I think I might even cut out more of the rust just to keep it, just to prep it, to make it, stay, preserved a little bit. And just park it in the backyard and leave it back there because I'm going to lose money on it. If I sell that thing, I'm going to lose money on it. Maybe that's really one of my main concerns with getting rid of it is I know I'm going to want another one day. So why sell it and lose money on it? Because I've already lost money on a bunch of shit. So I think I'm going to hold on to it. I might post it up for sale and let people come look at it. And if they want to pay, what I want out of it, what I would be comfortable selling it for, I'd be perfectly fine. But I don't think people are going to pay what I want out of it. So maybe I'll create a listing and just leave it up forever. And, maybe one day, somebody will want to buy it. But if not, if I don't get what I want out of it, then I'll just let it sit in the backyard. I'll get to it one day, maybe. I think what the move would be is to lay down some of that like plastic sheeting and get some gravel and lay gravel on top of the plastic sheeting and park it on top of that. And then maybe even get some logs or something. I don't know. Get something to just keep the tires up off the ground. But if it's back in this area, then it'll be fine. Like, I don't care what it looks like. Nobody from code enforcement can come by and be upset with me because it'd be behind. Because what I want to do is I want to put it kind of behind my shed. I might have to move my shed, but put it behind my shed and fence it off. I could buy probably 5 or 6 of the privacy fencing panels, or just build my own fence. I don't know, and just kind of fence it off and just store it. A roof would be nice. I would actually really prefer to have it covered in some way, shape, or form. Maybe I'll get a car cover or a tarp or something and just tarp it up, and it'll stay safe and out of the elements for the most part. I think that's the move to make. Because, yeah, I mean, there's nothing good about the truck. The only thing good, I mean, the frame, engine, transmission, transfer case, axles, suspension, like all that's good. The whole body is bad. So I don't even know if it's worth, tarping up. Like, just let the weather hit it. I don't give a shit, really. And where it would be, the sun wouldn't hit it very often. I think it'd be in the shade most of the time. But it's been sitting in the sun every day forever, so sitting in my driveway. So I don't know. I just want it out of the driveway because I really do want to just have 2 vehicles in the driveway, and I don't want my house to look like the place with junk everywhere. So that's the plan. As of right now, it is subject to change at any moment and any time. It could change as soon as I get off this podcast. I could change my mind. So I don't know. Don't be surprised when I say, nope, I'm selling it. Fuck it. I'll lose money. I don't give a shit. But at this current moment, I don't want to do that. And then that leaves the other headache, which is the other Jeep. And after talking with Luke, I think I could still get a couple $100 out of the damn thing. But I think I want to remove the engine and potentially the transmission. I want to put that in the shed. I just want to cover that up and throw it in the shed. Eventually, I'll get I don't know, something. And I just now thought about it. I'll get a cherry picker, but I'll try to make a hitch mount cherry picker so I can just pick it up and move it around with that. Because getting that engine out of there is not going to be that hard of a deal. It's 2 motor mounts and then a bunch of plugs and fuel line and throttle cables and whatnot, and just lift that. If I could get a cherry picker on the back of my Jeep, I could just pick that motherfucker up, put it in the garage, or put it in the shed, and put it on an old tire in the shed. Just leave it out there, and just try to keep it out of the elements also. Because that's something I do want to. I want to hold on to the engine. It would be really cool. And then I don't care about the axles really, or anything else on that Jeep. So, I mean, there's a couple of things I do want to swap out, but even the front springs that I thought about swapping out the front springs again, putting the stock front springs back in my Jeep, and then getting spacers just to have it a little bit more of a comfortable ride. But those aren't that important to me that I need to. Because how the fuck am I supposed to move that motherfucker around if it ain't got front springs in it? Front end's going to be drooped all the way, and it's going to be rubbing on the fenders, and it's going to be no good. So, fuck that. I just want to unbolt the engine, transmission, and maybe even the transfer case, and put them in the shed, and sell basically the axles and the shell. No title. Come get it. or force me to cut it up into pieces and lay it in my driveway, then let the scrap guys come get it. Or go scrap it myself, I guess. Just be a bunch of fucking sheet metal is what it would be. Everything but the VIN plate. The VIN plate, cut it out, throw it in the trash. Everything else, fuck it. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I'll end up filling my shed full of all kinds of shit. It's like, oh, well, maybe I do want the steering column, and I want this and that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess if I end up chopping up the body to get rid of it, I could hold on to everything. And those axles will be fine sitting outside. Who gives a shit about those? Roll them under the square body out back. Just leave them there. And just trying to clean up. Get rid of a bunch of shit, be able to just focus on my Jeep, because there's still some stuff I want to do to the Jeep that I haven't. I've probably covered it a couple times, but at this current moment, the way everything is, there's a couple of plugs that I need to replace in the engine bay to make sure they have a good connection. I think those are the reason it runs rough every now and again. And that only makes sense because the other day it wouldn't even turn on until I started fucking with some of the plugs, and the one with the zip tie is my main culprit. So figure out what to do there, get some other type of plug to mount that. And then, I don't know, I would like to do bumpers, but those are not really an important thing at this current moment. But I do want to put, now that I got the taillights figured out, they've been all rewired and everything, there's a bolt that's kind of hidden behind a little plastic piece. I have those plastic pieces removed off of my bumper right now. So I want to get those pieces put back on, and I think I need to take my torch to them to kind of rejuvenate the plastic. Or just spray paint them. I don't give a shit. But just make those corner pieces of the bumper look better. And then I got the chrome bumpers. Maybe I'll paint them. I'll scuff them up and throw another. I don't want to murder the Jeep out, though. That's the thing. I don't know. I think a little bit of chrome would be kind of nice to hold on to. But and the bumpers are in perfect condition. So there's nothing wrong with that. And then, yeah, but I mean, if I had a lot of money, I would go buy some fucking off-road bumpers and just mount them on there and call it good. I want minimalistic looking bumpers, and then for a rear, I do want to get like a spare tire carrier for the rear, like a swing out carrier. I've seen them; they flip out, and then you have a little table or like a little fold down thing, and you have like a little workbench right there. Like that's pretty cool. And it's a Jeep. They're supposed to have a fucking spare tire on the back. They're supposed to have it. It's a Jeep, but maybe not. I don't know. Tinting the windows is still a main concern. I got the backup camera coming, so I'll have a lot of fun routing those wires and trying to make them fucking work properly. I guess you just wire it up and then you ground it to the tail lights or something, to the reverse lights. So as soon as it goes into reverse, it'll power that camera on or something like that. There's some sort of a trigger mechanism that as soon as you put it in reverse, it will turn on the rear camera. But it would be awesome if I could just operate the rear camera at all times too, because sometimes you want it whenever you're not backing up. I don't know, maybe not. And then it comes with another camera that's like front facing, and I think that would be kind of cool, if only if it records. If I can figure out how to make it record and basically be a dash cam, and if I can't, then I might just have two angles for the rear and then get a dash cam separately. You can get dash cams pretty cheap, but I think having a dash cam would be a very convenient thing to have. And then maybe you can get a set of dash cams, get one for my wife's car. They come in handy. I don't need a rear-facing dash cam. I mean, there's no reason to be looking at me. What else was there to do? The passenger door does not open currently. The button has no resistance on it, so I think something has come unhooked in the passenger door. Not sure what. So, I don't know how to get the fucking thing open if the things are connected. I can scoot over to the passenger seat. My fat ass trying to climb over the center console. But I can get over there and I can take the screws out of where the handle is, the inside handle, and then I have access to the bars. And I don't know if if I was able to get the door panel off while the door is shut, that would be convenient. But I don't know if that's even a possibility. I think it's kind of wedged in between the dash and some other shit. I don't know, maybe not. But I need to figure out that passenger door and replace the door lock on it. I've already got the driver door lock. That's the only one that I can lock and unlock with the key. And then I already said tent. The hood. That's another one. There's a couple of things I haven't put all the way back together. Kind of like the rear bumper. That's not put together quite yet because I had to take the taillights in and out. But the wiper cowl, when I put it back on, I forgot to put in the spray tube. I took the spray tubes out to paint it, and now I forgot to put them back in. So I need to rip that wiper cowl out and stick the spray tubes back in there to get it so I can spray my windshield. The rear one has a sprayer and a windshield wiper also, but the sprayer nozzle is broke off, so it just sprays straight back. So if somebody's tailgating me, I can just hit that fucking rear wiper sprayer and it'll squirt them. I think that's pretty funny. The rear hatch, I'd like to get the rear hatch locked somehow, and apparently nobody sells replacement locks, and I don't want a bunch of different keys for everything, so I don't know what to do for that. I can try to. I don't know what I want to do with that. I think that would involve me trying to get that tumbler out and then rebuild it with a different tumbler. I don't know. I don't know how good locksmiths are. I need to just get a locksmith to come out and rekey that rear hatch to my door key. And then we'd be good. The rear door seal, the rear hatch seal is leaking, so I need to order a new rear seal kit. And I really should have done that a long time ago because I know it's bad. I just haven't done it yet. But look for that rear door seal. I think it's pretty generic door seal material. Just clamps on a pinch weld and has a little bubble or whatever. The rear, now that I've got all my tools and shit out of it, I need to get all the other extra bullshit out of the back and work on cleaning the floor somehow, getting all that gunk off of there. I don't know what to use. I've got some goof off and other bullshit I could use to kind of clean the floors out, get all that sticky shit out of there, clean it up really nice, spray some undercoating on top of it, make it look really good, and then get a rubber mat. I think that's the move, is just to get a big thick rubber mat to lay over it, and then get some carpet cut to fit also, so just lay on top of it. Nothing, really super secured down, just something to kind of cover it up and keep some insulation and sound from rocking the cab. Speaking of sound, there is some sort of a howl. There's some sort of a howl coming from the Jeep, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. It's only whenever I hit the throttle. If I let off the throttle, it's gone. So I thought maybe it could be the axle, and it still could be the axle, but I'm thinking it's more transmission transfer case related, and I need to do some research to figure out what that could be and replace whatever it is. I thought about getting a heat gun, like a thermal heat gun or whatever, and so I can, drive it while it's howling or whatever, and then get out and check and see what's getting hot. Because I feel like something's got to be getting hot without that howling noise. Something is not happy. I've already got all the gear lube and everything and additive and stuff that I want. So I'm going to need to drain out the differentials and the transfer case and replace all that liquid gear lube. But to remove all of the fluid from the rear differential, I think I'm going to have to pop that cover. So I'll need to order some gaskets for the front and rear. Not a big deal, as long as I clean everything up. I can get it all. I had a guy teach me a trick a long time ago. You take a ball peen hammer and you flip the lid, differential lid, to where you're looking at the inside of it, and you go through and you put that ball peen hammer and you grab another hammer and you just hammer that on every single bolt hole on like a block of wood or whatever, and that kind of protrudes it out, so whenever you tighten all them bolts back up, it kind of will snug it up real tight. You can get it a lot tighter. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Need to definitely order a bunch of brake clean, so whenever I rip those differential covers out, I can spray in there and clean all that old differential fluid out. But I know the front differential is in good shape, because when I pulled them axle tubes out to when I was doing them ball joints, you had to pull that whole CV shaft and everything out. The oil was leaking out of the tube, and it looked clean. It looked pretty fucking clean. Looked almost brand new. I'm not going to trust that it's brand new. Even the engine oil looks great. I'm not going to trust that it's in that great a shape. I'm gonna dump it all out and get rid of it and put all new oil in everything. And I put a little bit of that Pro Lube, the recommended amount of Pro Lube in everything also, because that shit, I don't know. I wanna see how it does. It's supposed to reduce noise and friction and all this other shit, but I mean, there's a ton of oils out there that say they do that. But all the infomercials I've seen all over Facebook, it really got me. got me sucked in, and I ordered a quart. So I got a quart of it. I already poured a little bit in the power steering and the engine oil. So far so good. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's working good. I don't know. I have no problems. Nothing makes noises. That engine was rebuilt with newer pistons or new pistons put in it, so I don't think I have to worry about piston cracks and wrist pin slop. According to DexJ, that's the reason 4.0 engines get loud as fuck. It's because you get them hot too many times, and they're just a hot engine. Anyways, they have a real problem dissipating heat. So even if you don't get your coolant temp too high, your engine temp can still get pretty high. And those stock pistons, after they've ran and been heat cycled so many times, they just crack. And they start scoring your cylinder wall, and eventually the skirt of your piston will snap off and get chewed up, pumps through your oil pump, and fuck everything up. But I don't think, I mean, the engine oil, I haven't put a lot of miles on it, and I don't know how long the guy had it before me. I think he said he got it in November. So I have no idea how many miles he put on it or when he did the oil change or whatever he did. But that engine oil, you still have to like hold it up to the light to see where the engine oil is because it's so clear. The engine oil is super clear and clean. So I don't know. Maybe I won't change the engine oil since it's just super duper fucking clean. But I really wanted to put the synthetic in there. But maybe I kind of turned it into a synthetic if I add Prolube. I don't know, but I'll keep checking the oil often, making sure it's all good. And the reason I want to keep the other engine and transmission and transfer case is because I think it would be really cool to rip them apart, clean them out, and rebuild them over time. And then whenever the time comes to swap them out, or maybe the time doesn't come to swap them out, and I just decide to do it, and then I have my engine, transmission, and transfer case that are still in good shape. Take them out and put in the rebuilt stuff, and be confident in the operation of the vehicle. I could order a cam. I could get valve springs and lifters and port, polish everything, and valve seats and valve guides, and pistons and piston rings, and probably just use a regular old crankshaft. But rods, the rods, I don't know. I don't think there's any problem with rods. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of power, and I'm not trying to go super fast here. But just clean everything up, put it all back in there. Be confident everything's been rebuilt, and it'd be a fun little hobby for me. Just have an engine on an engine stand in my garage that I just work on every now and again, and put all new gaskets in. And I might even buy a torque wrench. Think about that. I might buy a torque wrench. I might actually torque something down for once. I don't think I've ever torqued anything in my life. Just fucking tightened everything down, and it's been pretty good. Only had a couple things come apart. And yeah, in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll have Supermoto wheels ready to install on the DR650. That's going to be a fun fucking time. I'm super excited about that. And now that my Jeep is registered and everything, I am gonna go. I'm gonna start looking on Marketplace again. Well, I have never stopped looking at Marketplace, but I'm gonna get back on Marketplace and actually start messaging people and making deals on some stuff. I need an air compressor. I want a 30 to 40 gallon air compressor, at least the tank, and I want to get the motorcycle rack for the rear, and any other stuff that I think I might need. But those are the two things that I can think about right now. And I even thought about getting a riding lawnmower. If I can find a good deal on a riding lawnmower, I would. That would be really convenient to have. I get a hydrostat, that's for sure. Last time I fucked up and I got a manual lawnmower. It wasn't manual, but you had to put it in a certain gear and then release the clutch, and push the clutch in. And it was to get from forward to reverse was a little bit of more of a process than the fucking hydrostat where you just push the lever forward and backwards. I mean, kind of wish I kept that fucking mower that had the hydrostat on it. So I shouldn't have a problem. Find another mower for cheap, like $200 or less, and that will help me keep my yard cleaned up. It won't be so much of a hassle. Honestly, I didn't know I was going to be having so little home time with this new job, which I don't have little home time. It's just I'm so tired and I have to get up so fucking early. The only home time I actually get is on the weekends. During the week, I'm a useless piece of shit the whole week long. Like, technically I could come home and mow, but it's like, only if I put in a short day will I have time for that. Because I gotta get to bed. I gotta get laid down and relaxed by like 7 o'clock at the latest, in order for me to fall asleep and whatnot. Because my sleep schedule has not. It has changed, but I haven't. It's still a process. Still going to bed way too late, getting up way too fucking early, and 5 days a week on 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night, sometimes even less, wears on you real bad. I would always count on 6 hours of sleep. I'm getting 6 hours of sleep. That's not bad. I wish I got 6 hours of sleep last night. I wish I got 6 hours of sleep the night before that, before that, before that. The only time I get that is on the weekends, and I wake up at fucking 10 o'clock, and I'm like, damn it, the whole day's gone. If I do that on a Saturday, my day's fucking ruined. It's like I wasted so much time, but I caught up on sleep, so I didn't waste time. I mean, it was wasted, but it was also for a good purpose. Catch up on sleep because I'm gonna need it. Because Friday night I ain't going to sleep early. I'm like, it's Friday night. I'm gonna stay up. That's what I've been wanting to do all week long, is stay up. Then I pass the fuck out and I'm out. Straight up out. Heartland Park Raceway. We're in Topeka. Yeah, and it's crazy. I have another run I have to do today. It feels like the end of the day. It is not the end of the day at all. Still have to run out. One more run, but it should be a quick one. But this 7-hour job's already taken 8 hours. So today, when I left the shop, I had a little over 3/4 of a tank of fuel, and I said, I think that's good to run back and forth down to Wichita. And I get down there, and I mean, my fuel gauge is a little funky because I think I have two different size fuel tanks on here. I actually, I'm silly because I haven't actually checked, but pretty sure I have two different size fuel tanks on here. So sometimes once you start using the fuel, it reads a little funny. And anyways, I got down to like a quarter tank of fuel, and I was like, well, that's not good. I didn't realize it was going to take half a tank of fuel to run down to Wichita and back, or well, just run down there. And I don't have a fuel card. And had I anticipated all that, I would have fueled up at the shop, but I didn't. And like, fuck, I'm gonna have to spend money out of my own pocket to get fuel, and then get reimbursed, and that's a whole process that I don't want to be a part of. So I was talking to the other truckers, and they're like, oh, because we all of our shit's leased from Ryder. They're like, just find a rider, go over there. Like, oh yeah, I can do that. So luckily there's a rider down there in Wichita. I pulled in there. I've never felt like royalty like I did when I pulled in there. I pulled in there, pulled up to the fuel island. The guy came out and was like, "You want fuel and DEF?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he just started fueling up the truck and putting the DEF in. He went over around. He checked the tire pressures on all my tires. Washed my windshield and checked my oil and all kinds of shit. I was like, damn, dude. Thanks. And got it all taken care of. We're good. And it's weird. I still have a full tank, and I'm pretty close. I'm getting closer to the shop. Pretty fucking close. Already done 2 out of 3 hour drive back. But hell yeah, dude. Making things work here. It's looking a lot better now. I do have a fucking Mac on my ass. He wants to get around me. This little fucking lime green car that's going slow, and then I get close to them, and then they go fast, and then I gotta get around this truck. Now, there you go. Now you can get past me. Speed limit 75. You guys, I'm stuck at 70. So I don't know how I'm catching up to people, especially a car. I got this motherfucker beeping at me. But it's like, well, let me get close so they can notice that I'm catching up to them. If I stay a football field away, I got to get in the left lane and then fucking. Now we got road work here. Yeah, you hit your brakes, you dumb fuck. You have a fucking Honda Civic. I know you're faster than me, you dumb fuck. Jeez. Now they're way back there. Fuck them. They go 75 and then they go 68. 75 and 68. Like, just let me get the fuck around you. Nobody likes a semi pass them. And honestly, they're probably going to pass me up here because we have a big hill that I'm going to have to hit, and I am fully loaded, so I'm going to slow way the fuck down, and they're probably going to pass me. And then as soon as we get to the next downhill, I'll pass them. And it's just the process. Unless I take this exit, they're not taking the exit. Made sure to fill up my water bottles today. all week. I haven't had all 3 water bottles filled up. At least it feels like it. Fill up one, and then I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. No, I need all 3 to be filled up throughout the day. I got these Casey's water. Casey's, what size is this? It's a 1 liter, 33 ounce bottles of water. I bought them at Casey's a few weeks ago. One of them is alkaline, and the other one is electrolyte. And alkaline water, actually, I don't know. They say they add shit in there for taste, and that is fucking delicious fucking water. I will tell you that right now. And I really want to just go to another case and buy them again, but it is really easy to just grab these. And we have a water bottle filling station inside our shop. It is really easy to just grab these and go in there and fill them up. But I don't know. And then today I grabbed my wife. I told her to buy me some of these granola bars that I can throw in my backpack and bring with me. I'm like, hey, why do I need them in my backpack? Because this is my truck, you know? So how about this? I'm just going to leave them in the fucking truck. The boxes of granola bars. I know that I can get in here and I'll have granola bars because somebody else is going to hop in here and eat them all. Or dump them in their bag and take it home. I'm still getting used to saying this is my truck and this is my shit in my truck and nobody else touches it. I'm not used to it yet. I'm used to having to pack small. Either pack small or you got to carry a bunch of shit every fucking day. And I still do that. And actually today I might try to change that a little bit. I might go through my backpack here, figure out all the shit that I want to keep in the truck, and figure out the shit that I need to take home, because there's really no reason I need to take my whole backpack home every day. And it is a little bit of a hassle to throw that, get back to the shop, find all my shit, put it back in my backpack, and then go home just to come back the next day and unload the motherfucker again. I might actually... the main thing that I have in my backpack that I want to hold on to and bring back and forth with me are my regular glasses and my sunglasses. And there's a big ass case, and I have to put my glasses in this big case, or else they will get smashed or forgotten or left somewhere, something. So I've got like a method right now, and I don't really want to stray away from the method, but it would be cool if I don't have to fucking carry a backpack everywhere I go. Here they come. They're passing me now. Fucking lime green Honda Civic. Yep. You can pass me. Go ahead. But when I come up on your fucking ass here in a mile, get out of the fucking way. This radar system we have is actually pretty cool. So I can tell how fast I'm going. Obviously, I have a speedometer, and I can tell how fast the person in front of me is going. And they are now going 67 miles an hour. They passed, whenever they first got in front of me, they were doing 73. Which makes sense. You speed up to pass people. But it's like, why are you going to pass me and then slow down? You'll never understand it. Truckers will never, it'll always be a fight forever. People get in front of you, they slow down, fuck your shit up, and then whenever you try to fuck their shit up, which you're not trying to fuck their shit up, you're just like, let me pass you, and they speed up and then they're gone. And then they slow down again and you catch them. And honestly, the most that's ever happened is out here on I-35 getting closer to Topeka. In between Emporia and Topeka, I've had several times where there's a car that I catch up to, I pass them, or attempt to pass them, they speed up, and then they slow back down, and it's just like, stop, motherfucker, stop. Will say, if you're tired, if I'm tired, and somebody pisses me off in traffic, I wake right the fuck up. I wake up because I'm like focused. I'm like, I will chase your ass down for the rest of the time. For as long as we're both on the highway, I'm gonna chase your ass down. I'm gonna try to pass you. It gives me something to focus on, you know. Anyways, we're out of here. Thanks for listening. Adios. Keep all 18 out. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.